medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent, corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1,800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808. Show nationwide, coast to coast on CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn, along with the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer.
Thank you so much, Michael Horn. The altimeter shows that we are hovering at about 74,089.
Oh, we fell a little bit.
Yeah,
we're 097.
I think you were slugging down too much root beer, and you misread the.
And we only have root beer on this flight, I might say.
That's all we have.
That's it.
Yeah, we can't drink
root
it.
Beer
we
and
can't
guns.
drink it up here in the front. So we go back to the hay pile and drink it back there, but we can't drink it up here. Why? Because if it ever gets into this
equipment,
if it gets into the instrumentation, we're going to wind up in Spain.
Now, we don't want to wind up in Spain unless we're in the wine country. Then we could land over there and spend a few days if you want.
CC.
Now, this gun thing, there's an article, it was in the USA Today recently, since we're reading newspapers here on the show, and it talked about who owns guns in Congress. And the USA Today did a survey out, and when you look at this thing, there are... the Senate has 26 Republicans, 16 Democrats that own guns, a majority in both the Senate and the House. There's in the House, there's 93 Republicans and 30 Democrats that own guns. There's a majority of gun owners on this this whole thing.
That's correct.
And so, this is members of Congress who say they own a gun. 119 Republicans, 46 Democrats.
Well, where'd you get that information?
It's from the USA Today.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
How does the USA Today muster that information, and not one Republican can muster it?
I don't know. The USA Today is doing some reporting, and they're investigating it. Now, we got one problem, though, because, one of the old-time great singers of our generation, apparently Tony Bennett, who is, leaving his heart in San Francisco from time to time, apparently is leaving his guns behind. He came out with a statement. Can we listen to Tony? Are you there? Can you tell us? Tony Bennett here for us to tell us about...
I still haven't gotten over Connecticut. I'd like the assault weapons to go to war, not in our own country. And I'd like assault weapons eliminated. Thank you.
So Tony Bennett making that statement, and apparently he barely got that out. Apparently Tony sounds a little old there. Can we hear from Tony one more time?
He should have sang it.
Hear from Tony one more time if we could.
I still haven't gotten over Connecticut. I'd like the assault weapons.
Apparently we've lost.
I think
we've lost him.
Stepped in a landmine.
Something happened to Tony.
Well, he should have sang his declaration.
Is Tony okay?
I still haven't gotten over Sandy Hook.
No one's gotten over the tragedy in Connecticut. That was a nutcase that did that. It wasn't the gun. It was the nutcase. And if these people would start looking at what causes people to get guns, ammunition, whatever, slingshots, I don't care what, to try to perform mayhem on society, that's what we should be looking at. We're not treating these mentally ill jerks that are going out there and killing people off, and there's signs that are given off and people choose to ignore them. Like, well, let's just give him his space. He's equal to everybody else. He's not equal equal to everybody else. He needs some help.
Well, Ted,
and that's the problem.
Ted Nugent, who
Oh, boy.
I'm going to
Tell us about that.
contact Teddy. And
Will you get him on the show?
I'll contact him. I'll get him on the show.
He was on with Piers Morgan the other night.
He was on Piers and straightened Piers out. And which is not
he took him to task.
Difficult to do at all. Look, common sense and reason and facts and truth just dwarf these people. And he just came on and just told him, leave us alone. Go pump this politics someplace else. I'm having the British people been hit over the head with progressive liberalism, socialism, and the EU for the last 56, 65 years. After the war was over, God bless those people. They were bombed into oblivion. Nobody thought that they would come out of the subways, knitting and sipping tea the way they did, and held their mud the way they did, and they rebuilt that country. But the truth of the matter is, the great British people got tired. They really did get tired, and they turned over everything to the government. And the government put them in a jackpot, and they haven't gotten out of it. And it's destroyed the country. They took the great individual of the Brits, and they turned them into a bunch of whimpering, all hanging around Piccadilly now. Going around the pond there, the fountain, the fountain there in Piccadilly.
Yes, yeah.
Mumbling to themselves now. They don't have anything in their pants. They don't have any.
Speaking of,
they don't have any junk.
Speaking of mumbling, can we hear from Tony Bennett one more time, please? Just once more from Tony.
I still haven't gotten over Connecticut. I'd like the assault weapons to go to war.
Apparently it took 2 shots to take him down that time.
What happened?
It took 2 shots to take him down. They missed the first time.
What are we doing here?
I don't know.
Who's in the other room, by the way?
There's no one. Tony's in there. Tony Bennett is in there.
What happened?
Tony sounds like he's a little out of it.
We were going so good in this segment, just completely.
I'm so sorry.
You got your little sound effects machine out, and the show went right in the tank. Now we got to start over.
It's the altitude. It's getting to us.
We got to start over now.
No, by the way, program reminder.
Oh.
You will be on the Talkback show filling in for Chuck Wilder while he's recuperating at home.
Yeah.
Chuck is out of the hospital, recuperating at home, doing well.
Good.
Talked to him today, and you're going to be doing Thursday and Friday the fabulous Talkback show.
Why not? We're going to be here, folks, and we're going to be back with you in just a second. So whatever you do, don't go away.
The PM show, nationwide, coast-to-coast, weekend edition on CRN. That's Fred Dreyer. Email Fred, incoming at crni.net. Check him out on Facebook, facebook.com/The Real Fred Dreyer.